Good evening. This is All India Radio. I'm Tanvi Taneja, and with me is R.S. Renuka with the evening news. The headlines. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh says in Lok Sabha, India will not allow even an inch of its territory to anyone. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says transformation in the field of infrastructure will improve ease of living for citizens. Strict action will be taken against social media platforms if they violate laws of the land, says government. Election Commission reviews poll preparedness in Puducherry. Massive search and rescue operations resume in Chamoli, Uttarakhand. And First India Toy Fair to provide support to indigenous toy making industry, says Women and Child Development Minister Smriti Irani. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin this bulletin with a note of caution to stay safe and protected by following 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focusing on hand and face hygiene. Now, the news in detail. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said in Lok Sabha that India will not give even an inch of its territory to anyone.
बातचीत के लिए हमारी स्ट्रेटजी तथा अप्रोच प्रधानमंत्री जी के इस दिशा निर्देश पर आधारित है कि हम अपनी 1 इंच जमीन भी किसी और को नहीं लेने देंगे। हमारे दृढ़ संकल्प का ही यह फल है कि हम समझौते की स्थिति पर पहुंच गए हैं।
Making a statement in Lok Sabha regarding the present situation in eastern Ladakh, the Defence Minister said the agreement envisages that both sides will cease their forward deployments in a phased and coordinated manner. He said that since last September, both India and China have maintained communication with each other through military and diplomatic channels. The Defence Minister said the Indian Armed Forces responded to the challenges by unilateral Chinese action and have showed immense valour and courage on both south and north bank of Pangong Tso.
हमारी सेनाओं ने इस बात पर भी यह साबित करके दिखाया है कि भारत की संप्रभुता एवं अखंडता की रक्षा करने में वे सदैव हर चुनौती से लड़ने के लिए तत्पर हैं और अनवरत कर रहे हैं.
Earlier, giving a statement in Rajya Sabha, Rajnath Singh informed that India and China have agreed for disengagement in the north and south bank of Pangong Lake in eastern Ladakh and assured that the nation's approach and strategy for negotiations with the Chinese side has been guided at the highest level by Prime Minister Narendra Modi's resolve to not give even an inch. The minister said the tenacity and approach of the country during the talks have yielded results.
बातचीत के लिए हमारी स्ट्रेटजी तथा अप्रोच माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के इस दिशा निर्देश पर आधारित है कि हम अपनी 1 इंच जमीन भी किसी और को नहीं लेने देंगे। हमारे दृढ़ संकल्प का ही यह फल है कि हम समझौते की स्थिति पर पहुंच गए हैं। इन दिशा निर्देशों के दृष्टिगत सितंबर 2020 से लगातार मिलिट्री एंड डिप्लोमेटिक लेवल पर दोनों पक्षों में कई बार बातचीत हुई है कि इस डिसएंगेजमेंट का म्यूचुअली एक्सेप्टेबल तरीका निकाला जाए.
Highlighting the details of the agreement, he informed that both sides will cease their forward deployments in a phased, coordinated and verified manner. He said the Chinese side will keep its troop presence in the North Bank area to east of Finger 8. Reciprocally, the Indian troops, he said, will be based at their permanent base at Dansing Thapa post near Finger 3. The Defence Minister said a similar action would be taken in the South Bank area by both sides.
मुझे सदन को यह बताते हुए खुशी हो रही है कि हमारे इस अप्रोच तथा सस्टेन्ड टॉक्स के फलस्वरूप चीन के साथ पैंगोंग लेक के नॉर्थ एवं साउथ बैंक पर डिसएंगेजमेंट का समझौता हो गया है और इस बात पर भी सहमत हो गई है पैंगोंग लेक से पूर्ण डिसएंगेजमेंट के 48 आवर्स के अंदर सीनियर कमांडर स्तर की बातचीत हो तथा बाकी बचे हुए मुद्दों पर भी हल निकाला जाए. पैंगोंग लेक एरिया में चीन के साथ डिसएंगेजमेंट का जो समझौता हुआ है उसके अनुसार दोनों पक्ष फॉरवर्ड डिप्लॉयमेंट को फेज, कोऑर्डिनेटेड एंड वेरीफाइड मैनर में हटाएंगे.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said the Self-Reliant India campaign is becoming the medium for building the future of the poor, farmers, labourers and middle class. Addressing BJP MPs on the death anniversary of Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay, the Prime Minister said the transformational changes taking place in the field of infrastructure will make lives of the citizens easier. The Prime Minister added, when India's stature is rising rapidly globally, every Indian will be proud of it. He said the policy for the nation is paramount in our politics.
जब हमारा देश समर्थ होगा तभी तो हम दुनिया की सेवा कर पाएंगे, एकात्म मानव दर्शन को सार्थक कर पाएंगे। दीनदयाल उपाध्याय जी भी यही कहते थे। उन्होंने एक स्थान पे लिखा था, एक सबल राष्ट्र ही विश्व को योगदान दे सकता है। यही संकल्प आज आत्मनिर्भर भारत की मूल अवधारणा है। इसी आदर्श को लेकर ही देश आत्मनिर्भरता के रास्ते पर आगे बढ़ रहा है। कोरोना काल में देश ने अंत्योदय की भावना को सामने रखा और अंतिम पायदान पर खड़े हर गरीब की चिंता की। आत्मनिर्भरता की शक्ति से देश ने एकात्म मानव दर्शन को भी सिद्ध किया, पूरी दुनिया को दवाएं पहुंचाई और आज दुनिया को वैक्सीन भी पहुंचा रहा है।
Union Minister for Electronics and Information Technology, Ravi Shankar Prasad, today said strict action will be taken against social media platforms if they are found to be violating the law of the land, spreading fake news and fueling violence in the country. Specifically naming Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp and LinkedIn in the Rajya Sabha, Mr. Prasad said they have millions of followers in the country and are free to do business and make money. Mr. Prasad, however, said that these platforms cannot be allowed to circumvent the provisions of the Indian Constitution.
पुलिस को कार्रवाई करना पड़ता है तो कुछ ये माइक्रो ब्लॉगिंग कंपनियां उसके साथ खड़ी हो जाती हैं और जब यहां पर लाल किले पर हमला होता है जो भारत की गरिमा का प्रतीक है तो उसके विरोध में खड़ी हो जाती है। ये डबल स्टैंडर्ड नहीं चलेगा, ये सारी कंपनियां जान लें। हम भारत के संविधान में फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच है, लेकिन 19(2) में यह भी लिखा हुआ है इट इज सब्जेक्ट टू रीजनेबल रिस्ट्रिक्शन बिकॉज ऑफ सॉवरेनिटी इंटीग्रिटी ऑफ इंडिया। ये क्या मजाक है कि आप नरेंद्र मोदी मैसेकर ऑफ किसान हैशटैग करते हैं, इसका मतलब क्या है? तो सर आप वैमनस्य न फैलाएं, आप हिंसा न फैलाएं, झूठी खबरें न फैलाएं और भारत के संविधान और भारत के कानून का पालन करें, इसमें हम बहुत ही सख्त रहेंगे।
Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Ministry has informed that more than 1 crore 2 lakh MSMEs were registered in the country within 5 years. In a written reply in the Lok Sabha today, Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Minister Nitin Gadkari said that as per Udyog Aadhar portal, a total of 1 crore 2 lakh 32,468 MSMEs were registered between 2015 to June 2020. He said the MSME Ministry has implemented various other schemes for growth and development of the MSME sector in the country. He added that the government has taken a number of initiatives under Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan to support the MSME sector in the country, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic.
India has become the fastest country in the world to achieve over 70 lakh vaccinations against COVID-19 in only 26 days. It took 27 days for the US and 48 days for the UK. Union Health Ministry said a total of over 70 lakh 17,000 people have been administered COVID-19 vaccines in the country so far. More than 4 lakh 5,000 people were inoculated with COVID vaccine doses in the last 24 hours. The ministry said 13 states and union territories have vaccinated over 65% of the registered healthcare workers. Bihar leads with over 79% of the registered healthcare workers being vaccinated. Puducherry has recorded the lowest vaccination performance of 17.5%. The country's COVID-19 recovery rate has reached 97.26% with the total recovery of more than 11,000 patients in the last 24 hours. Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray said mobile laboratories for COVID-19 testing will soon be made available across the state. Speaking at the launch of 3 laboratory vans for COVID-19 testing today, Thackeray said these mobile laboratories can carry out 3,000 tests per day and reports would be available in 24 hours. The Chief Minister said that until last year, COVID-19 testing was done only in 2 laboratories in Mumbai and Pune, but now there are more than 500 laboratories. He said the government's priority today is to find these COVID patients and trace their close contacts. Mumbai Municipal Commissioner I.S. Chahal, who was present on the occasion, said that tests will be conducted at the mobile labs for ₹499.
The head of the UK's genetic surveillance programme has said coronavirus variant first found in the British region of Kent is a concern because it could undermine the protection given by vaccines against developing COVID-19. Sharon Peacock, director of the COVID-19 Genomics UK Consortium, also said the variant was dominant in the UK and was likely to sweep the world in all probability. She said vaccines were so far effective against the variant in the United Kingdom, but that mutations could potentially undermine the shots. Union Home Minister and senior BJP leader Amit Shah has said that the work of providing citizenship will be taken up after the vaccination process is completed and the COVID pandemic situation gets over. Addressing a rally at Bongaon, Thakur Nagar in North 24 Parganas district of West Bengal this evening, Mr. Shah assured the gathering of Matua community members that they will get citizenship as promised by BJP in 2018. He accused Trinamool Congress leader Mamata Banerjee of misleading the Matua community and reiterated that no provision is there in the Citizenship Amendment Act CAA for taking away the citizenship from anyone. Rather, it will provide citizenship to refugees who are yet to get it even after 70 years. He assured that CAA will not take away citizenship from Muslims. The Home Minister also questioned the stand of the Chief Minister of West Bengal and mentioned that the law passed by Parliament cannot be stopped. The BJP leader promised that if their party comes to power, a refugee welfare scheme will be launched.
The top brass of the Election Commission arrived in the poll-bound Union Territory of Puducherry this evening to take stock of election preparedness. More from a Puducherry correspondent.
The 8-member team, led by the Chief Election Commissioner, Mr. Sunil Arora, met the representatives of the recognized political parties here. Congress, AIADMK, DMK, NR Congress, Communist Parties representatives met the ECI team and shared their views and suggestions. Further, the meeting is going on. The ECI team will hold discussions with the district election officers, SPs, Puducherry Chief Election Officer, Police Nodal Officer by today itself. Tomorrow 12th, the team will hold a discussion with the Chief Secretary, Home Secretary, election-related regulatory agencies and other officials. Chandra Mohan, Air News, Puducherry.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो खुद से वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Welcome back. You're listening to the evening news. Now here is a review of proceedings in Parliament today. First, from Lok Sabha. Writer is Achinta Bora of PTI. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh informed the Lok Sabha today that India and China have reached an agreement on disengagement in north and south bank of Pangong Lake in eastern Ladakh. Sharing details of the pact to defuse the tense military face-off in eastern Ladakh that severely strained ties between the two Asian giants, Mr. Singh said New Delhi has not conceded anything in the sustained talks with China. The Defence Minister said patrolling will be resumed in the areas only when both sides reach an agreement in the diplomatic and military talks that would be held subsequently. He said these are mutual and reciprocal steps, and any structures that had been built by both sides since April last year in both now North and South Bank areas will be removed and the landforms will be restored. These will be the focus of further discussions with the Chinese side. We have agreed that both sides should achieve complete disengagement at the earliest and abide fully by the bilateral agreements and protocols. Noting that the Chinese side is fully aware of India's resolve by now, he said it is India's expectation that the neighbouring country will work with the Indian side in full sincerity to resolve these remaining issues. The Defence Minister exuded confidence that the entire House, irrespective of political affiliations, is united together for upholding the country's sovereignty, unity, territorial integrity and national security. He said the House is one in sending out the message demonstrating the strength and unity of our nation to the entire world. Later, the House has taken up discussion on the Union Budget 2021-22. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi criticized the government for enacting the 3 farming laws and alleged that it has triggered protests by farmers at Delhi's borders. He also alleged that the laws will allow industrialists to buy unlimited quantity of food grains and hoard them. Mr. Gandhi demanded the repeal of the farming laws. Mr. Gandhi claimed that the new farm laws will destroy India's food security system and hurt the rural economy. Responding to this, Minister of State for Finance Anurag Thakur said Mr. Gandhi was not prepared to speak about the union budget. He said it was an optimistic budget and it will set the path for India to be an economic and manufacturing powerhouse. The governments of Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Narendra Modi started and amplified highways and road programs. The Modi government gave electricity, gas connections, housing, toilets, bank accounts and now piped water. Modi government has also implemented the Swaminathan Committee report. Telugu Desam Party's Jayadev Galla, participating in the debate, complimented the Prime Minister for the most comprehensive lockdown that saved lives. In his speech, Sanjay Jaiswal of the BJP said how the Prime Minister managed to present a commendable budget amidst the adverse circumstances. Mr. Jaiswal said lot of investments have been made on roads, rail and other infrastructure and how it will help create jobs and take India to newer heights. Others who took part in the debate include Dr. K. Jayakumar of Congress, M. Selvaraj of CPI, Ajay Mishra of BJP, Hasnain Masude of National Conference and Anupriya Patel of Apna Dal. The discussion was on till the script was written.
And now review of proceedings in the Rajya Sabha. Writer is Namita Tiwari of PTI. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh made a statement in Rajya Sabha also. He said that India and China have reached an agreement on disengagement in the north and south banks of Pangong Lake in the eastern Ladakh that mandate both sides to cease forward the deployment of troops in a phased, coordinated and verifiable manner. Earlier, during the question hour, amid a row with Twitter over blocking of accounts, Information Technology Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad warned social media platforms of strict action for failure to crack down on inflammatory content, saying they have to fully comply with the country's law. He said the government is committed to freedom of media and rights of individuals, but it was equally concerned about the safety, security and the law and order in the country. Later, the House resumed discussion on the Union Budget 2021-22. P. Chidambaram of the Congress termed it a budget for the rich, of the rich, by the rich. He alleged that there is nothing in the budget for the poor. He said the government is in denial about slowdown in economy and believed that the problem in Indian economy is cyclical and not structural. Mr. Chidambaram said the government projected 14.8% GDP growth and then said it will still grow by 11%. Intervening in the debate, Minister of State for Finance Anurag Thakur described it as Atmanirbhar budget, saying it was appreciated by the people. Leaders from various parties participated in the debate. They include K.C. Venugopal of Congress, Ramchandra Prasad Singh of JDU, Professor Manoj Kumar Jha of RJD, Vandana Chavan of NCP, Arun Singh of BJP, Sukhendu Sekhar Ray of Trinamool Congress, N. Tambidurai of AIADMK, T.K.S. Ilangovan of DMK, Jaranadas Vaidya of CPIM, Anil Desai of Shiv Sena, Naresh Gujral of Shiromani Akal Dal, Sujit Kumar of Biju Janata Dal, Vishambar Prasad Nishad of Samajwadi Party, Birendra Prasad Vaishya of AGP, and K. Ravindra Kumar of Telugu Desam Party. That's all in Parliament Review.
In more news, in Uttarakhand's Chamoli district, search and rescue operations resumed at the Tapovan tunnel where 25 to 35 people are feared to be trapped. Rescue teams are still reported to be far away from the trapped people. To know the current situation, let's go over live to our correspondent Sushil Chandra Tiwari, who is at the ground zero. Sushil, please give us the latest update of the rescue operation.
Tanvi, rescue operation continued today also throughout the day, and now they are vertically drilling with the machines to reach beneath the tunnel where the rescue operation was going from last 4 days, and they have reached more than 6 meters down and trying to reach till 12 meters. They will drill till 12 meters and make another passage to peep inside the present tunnel to know the whereabouts of the trapped people, whose number can be 25 to 35. There is one more thing. The rescue operation was halted, was suspended for few hours in the day because of the rise in the water level of Dhauli Ganga. Local administration told us that there is some lake formed on the upper side of Himalayan region at the origin of Dhauli Ganga river, and administration manually made the passage for the water to flow. That's why there was rise in the water level of Dhauli Ganga river, and it will continue today also. But still they have not reached till the place where people are trapped. Tanvi.
Okay, thank you, Sushil, for the update. Home Secretary Ajay Bhalla today chaired a meeting to review the progress of rescue and relief work being carried out by central agencies and agencies of the Uttarakhand government at the site of the hydro project of NTPC at Tapovan on the Dhauli Ganga river, which was impacted by an avalanche in the upper catchment of Rishi Ganga river in Chamoli district of Uttarakhand on 7th of this month. The Home Secretary reviewed the action required for regulating the flow of water from a temporary obstruction which has formed upstream from the project. Secretary DRDO has been asked to depute experts for analysis of the situation and for taking appropriate remedial measures in coordination with central and state agencies. The meeting was attended by Secretary of the Ministry of Power, DG ITBP, Chief IDS, members of NDMA, DG NDRF, Chairman DRDO, CMD NTPC, and scientists from various central agencies, along with other senior officers of the Home Ministry. Chief Secretary Uttarakhand joined the meeting with his team of officers through video conferencing.
Maharashtra Governor Bhagat Singh Koshyari today used a commercial aircraft to fly to Dehradun after he was informed that the permission for use of the state government aircraft had not been received. Raj Bhavan said that the Governor's Secretariat had written to the state government on 2nd February seeking permission for the use of government aircraft. The state government accepted that it had received such a request. However, it added that, as per the rules, permission is sought before boarding a government aircraft, and the aircraft is made available only after approval. The statement further said, according to this, the Chief Minister's Secretariat had sent a message yesterday that the use of aircraft has not been approved yet. It added that, however, without ensuring the availability of the aircraft, the concerned officials of Raj Bhavan took the governor to board the flight, due to which he could not go to the desired place by the state government plane. The government is organizing the first ever India Toy Fair from 27th February to 2nd of March. Women and Child Development Minister Smriti Zubin Irani, Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank, and Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal today jointly inaugurated the website of the India Toy Fair 2021 in New Delhi. Speaking on the occasion, Women and Child Development Minister Smriti Zubin Irani said that in order to achieve Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat to strengthen toy manufacturing in industry in the country and to connect children with toys from a learning perspective, the government had organized the first Toycathon last month.
भारत सरकार के 6 मंत्रालय एकजुट होकर राष्ट्र का पहला टॉय फेयर आयोजित करने का संकल्प ले चुके हैं। लघु उद्योग हो या फिर विशाल कंपनी का स्वरूप हो, इस टॉय फेयर में अब तक 1000 से ज्यादा कंपनियों ने वाणिज्य मंत्रालय के सहयोग से अपना योगदान देना स्वीकार किया है। हमारे लघु उद्योग, कुटीर उद्योग और विशेषतः ट्रेडिशनल हैंडक्राफ्टेड टॉयज के हमारे शिल्पकारों को आपका समर्थन प्राप्त होगा। 27 फरवरी से 2 मार्च तक इस फेयर में कंपनीज के साथ साथ स्कूली छात्रों के साथ साथ विशेषज्ञ टॉय डिजाइन की दृष्टि से, स्टार्टअप्स की दृष्टि से, पेडागॉजी और टॉय की दृष्टि से अपने विचार भी हम सबके सम्मुख रखेंगे।
Speaking with same tune, Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal said that the concept of Toycathon will boost the toy industry.
The vision is big. for the future of the toy industry. The commitment is big and deep. That is reflected in the India Toy Fair 2021.
Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today virtually inaugurated more than 57,000 water structures constructed in Madhya Pradesh under the Jalabhishekam campaign from New Delhi. Union Minister Narendra Singh Tomar also attended the program virtually, organised in the presence of Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan at Bhopal. More from our Bhopal correspondent.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, while inaugurating water structures virtually under Jalabhishekam campaign, said that water conservation work being done by the Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan with public participation will be helpful in achieving the goal of water conservation and building self-reliant Madhya Pradesh. These water structures were created during COVID era by linking the work with Manrega scheme. Union Minister Mr. Rajnath Singh said that Jalabhishekam campaign is fulfilling the intention of water for every farm and work for every hand. This will prove to be helpful in the betterment of the villages. Union Minister Narendra Singh Tomar said that in view of climate change, water conservation is need of the hour and water structures built under Jalabhishekam campaign will be helpful in this task. Pooja P. Vardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
The News Services Division of All India Radio, in its bilingual live phone-in program tonight, will bring you special discussion on COVID-19. Dr. Hemant Deshmukh, Dean, KEM, that is King Edward Memorial Hospital, Mumbai, will participate in the discussion. Listeners can ask questions to the expert on toll-free telephone number 1800-115767. You can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444 and post queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This can be heard tonight on the FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital is likely to have dense fog. The temperature will hover between 9 and 29 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have a clear sky. The minimum temperature will be around 18 degrees Celsius, while maximum is expected to be around 34 degrees. Chennai will witness partly cloudy sky. The temperature will vary between 21 and 30 degrees Celsius. In Kolkata, there will be fog in the morning and partly cloudy sky later. The city will observe minimum 18 degrees Celsius and a maximum of around 30 degrees. Srinagar will have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Temperature will hover between -1 and 14 degrees Celsius. Jammu will have mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature will be around 11 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be around 23 degrees. Leh will have partly cloudy sky. The minimum temperature will be around -10 degrees, while the maximum will be around 6 degrees. Gilgit will have partly cloudy sky. The temperature will hover between -2 and 16 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad will witness mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The temperature will hover between 7 and 24 degrees Celsius. Dehradun will observe minimum temperature of around 8 degrees Celsius and a maximum of around 24 degrees. The city will have mainly clear sky. Chandigarh will have fog in the morning and partly cloudy sky later. The temperature is likely to hover between 12 and 25 degrees Celsius. In Hyderabad, the minimum temperature will be around 16 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 32 degrees. The city will witness mist in the morning and partly cloudy sky later. Ahmedabad will have clear sky. The minimum temperature will be around 15 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be around 33 degrees. In Patna, there will be partly cloudy sky. The temperature will move between 13 and 27 degrees Celsius.
In Australian Open tennis, second seed Rafael Nadal will meet Britain's Cameron Norrie in the third round after both won their matches today. And in women's singles event, defending champion Sofia Kenin crashed out of the tournament after suffering straight set defeat to Estonia's Kaia Kanepi in the second round contest. Meanwhile, Indian challenge in the event virtually came to an end after Divid Sharan crashed out in the men's doubles and Ankita Raina losing her first round clash in the women's doubles today. And now, before we wrap up the bulletin, the headlines once again. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh says in Lok Sabha, India will not allow even an inch of its territory to anyone. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says transformation in the field of infrastructure will improve ease of living for citizens. Strict action will be taken against social media platforms if they violate laws of the land, says government. Election Commission reviews poll preparedness in Puducherry. Massive search and rescue operations resume in Chamoli, Uttarakhand. And first India Toy Fair to provide support to indigenous toy making industry, says Women and Child Development Minister Smriti Irani. And with that we end the evening news. From all of us here, good night.